unbuttoning itself near my boobs. So if they're out, please someone yell tits really loudly. It happens. My name is Brittany. I'm pretty nervous right now. I'm kind of shaky. I just want to start off by saying thanks for listening to me because I'm exercising my voice, and listening is a pretty big deal in our society right now. We're all really, our time is taken up with gadgets, particularly phones have a lot of our attention. We all work like 12 jobs, and it's just really hard to pay attention to someone and to give them their space to talk and express themselves. It's a very sacred thing, so thank you. Do you guys remember when you first lost your virginity? Anyone? Anyone? You do? How old were you? 15? I was 15 too. How old? 7. Wow, okay. Well, I was 15, and I remember being very excited and nervous and terrified and shaking and hoping I'd get like some type of pleasure out of it, you know. But at the same time, I was really questioning being 15. You know, is this the right thing to be doing? Is this the right person? Is this the right time? I can't get pregnant right now or ever. That sounds terrible. And I really can't go back after this. So it was like, is this it? But then you kind of just go, you know, fuck it. I want to get laid. I'm sure everything's going to be fine. Nothing bad can happen. But, you know, teenage pregnancy and herpes and chlamydia, that actually really does happen. So I'm losing my virginity to you guys tonight. This is the first time. I've actually never even heard my voice on the microphone, so it's kind of freaking me out a little. So of course it's not going to be great, but it will be over very quickly. Do you guys know about microdosing? Have any of you ever done that? You know it? Okay. So typically, for those of you who don't know what microdosing is, typically you take like mushrooms or LSD. And the point is, you know, it just a little bit, it makes you happy and euphoric. It helps with depression, makes you more connected, all that spiritual shit. So I've been doing that all day, but with white wine and weed. Just a little bit in the afternoon, just a little bit before I came here, just a little bit before I came up on stage. So to the person after me, when the mic smells, you know it's from my hot, boozy breath. So you're welcome. But actually, seriously, stage fright is a very big deal for me. I'm very fidgety right now. It wasn't always that way. I remember the first time I was called an attention whore. It was in 8th grade in my math class. That's also when I stopped doing math. My attention just shifted to boys. And it was this little shithead. His name was Aaron Richards, and I hope he sees us on Facebook later. I thought he called me a detention whore because I also did spend a lot of time in detention in 8th grade. So I have like a hearing thing. So no, he said attention whore, you're a slut, you're a floozy. Good job, good for you. And I didn't actually really argue with him because that was pretty much my main agenda from 8th to 12th grade. My sophomore year of high school, I almost said college, my girlfriend and I, Christina, actually dressed up as sluts for Halloween. The next year, I added glasses and a ruler to the same outfit. Slutty teacher. So I think you know how I am. You get the picture. But after high school, I had some pretty serious 4 years of the worst insecurity, paranoia, self-doubt, a little bit of self-loathing in there, more than I hope anyone ever has to go through, so that really sucked. But I also, during that time, I did things like Vipassana meditation and organic farming. I traveled around the US, and I talked to a lot of strangers, and I essentially just learned how to trust the process of life and trust the process of my life and what I was going through. So I worked through all my shit, and it's the same shit that we all have, and I guess that's why I want to talk about it. It's the anger, the jealousy, the greed, the possessiveness, 7 deadly sins, bad karma, you guys know. So yeah, I hope everyone knows that it is the same shit and it is workable. I worked through it. Now I really love myself and I'm really happy in my life right now. This is the third time I've lived in Medford. I just got back from Montana. I spent 3 years in Montana. I think the major shift for me as to why I wanted to like conquer being on stage happened in Montana over this winter. It was very cold, very cold. It was negative 24 for a week in Montana, and that fucking sucked. I'm cold right now, and because I'm nervous, but so negative 24 is really bad. And my best friend out there was this old 65-year-old Vietnam vet with a PTSD and a deep, passionate love for Judge Judy. He also over-snacked our cats, but that's neither here nor there. But anyways, he was my best friend, and we spent pretty much every night of the winter after I would get home from massaging all day long. I'm a massage therapist. We'd just get really fucked up. I'd drink a little, we'd smoke a lot, and we'd watch Amy Schumer and Aziz Ansari. I love Aziz. Jim Jeffries, I didn't know about him. He's hilarious. Jen Kirkman, and then my absolute favorite right now, Trevor Noah. So I got really inspired, and something just kind of like clicked in my brain that I wanted to do that because I think it's really important to make people laugh. I also kind of realized I came here last week with my friend Michael, and then I knew. I was like, oh shit, it's too real now. Like, that stage is doable, you know? Like, it's too real. I shouldn't have come here. So I knew it was a reality then, and I just kind of realized like what you artists must feel when artists describe themselves as being channels. I had never really felt that before because I can't really draw, I'm not that artistic. Like I can copy things, but I can't really come up with it on my own. It's just not my strength. So I've always admired people, but I never wanted to be on stage. But then just switched for me. So I thought to wrap up, I would kind of go through the reasons that I wanted to be up here because that's like how I process things. I'm very like A-type personality. I'm a royal in the archetypes, which is very like has to be perfect and everything has to be planned out and no one can laugh at me because it's so scary and humiliating and everything, just, my body type even, it's very like straight and my back is tense and so that's me. So I had to work out all the reasons I could get up here before I could get up here because I just can't get up here. So you guys can be the judge and see if it makes sense that I might try to tell jokes in my future and now. So I always make my friends laugh, which I know that most people do. That's why you're friends, hopefully. But I really do. I do like funny shit and I say funny shit and I make funny faces and I like to get really fucking stoned. So I'm like really, really funny when I'm really fucking stoned. I like to write, but I love to talk. I think everyone in my family knows that. My brother's right there recording me for Facebook. I'm not into improv. My best friends do improv and I'm terrified of it because I don't think I can like come up with that much on the spot. I had to write this like 3 times. I wrote it on the way here. I hate karaoke. Absolutely. I'm sure many of you love karaoke, but I just can't even imagine doing that. Slam poetry is definitely not my thing. I also have some friends who do slam poetry, and I think it's amazing, and I love to go, and it gives me the chills when people perform, but I can't do that shit, and I can't sing at all. Not at all. So there's those things, and there's also that I come up with one-liners all the time, and I crack myself up with that. I'm not very techie, so I can't do like a vlog. I can't do videos. It's a lot to invest in. Plus, I'm a white girl, not an Asian girl, so this is pretty much it. I need to work on my throat chakra, actually. I'll share with you guys, I have this big scar here on my throat. It got stretched out just from the movement of my head after surgery. But I was very embarrassed about that for a long time and what was there before. I had a cyst on my throat, actually. And I'm someone who's very spiritual, so, but also very real. And like, I love to swear and be really blasphemous too. But I am very spiritual, and I believe that I had that because I was really struggling in life for a long time about just shoving things down and not expressing them ever. So that and my solar plexus, they need some work. I love making fun of people too because I'm kind of an asshole. I'm not even gonna lie. I grew up in SoCal. We grew up in SoCal, so kind of an asshole. Also, this place kind of needs to lighten up a bit because I came in here last week. Michael described it as like being church. I walked in, I was like, fuck, this is like church. Oh shit. And the pews, they don't help, but I do like them. Everyone's great here. I love everyone's music, but I feel a little anxious. I need to like tell some jokes. I'm DTE, which means down to experience. I love to do a whole bunch of random shit in life, and I hope to tell you guys about the random shit that I've done. Most importantly, though, I decided, given the recent events, I'm almost done, that if Donald Trump gets to speak every day publicly, maybe I should speak every day publicly too. And very, very, very lastly, I just really love to laugh, and I just want my own creative outlet, even though it's nerve-wracking and I've been fidgety the whole time. I feel like it's a good time to laugh right now. I feel like we're really divided, and comedy is booming. I've been watching so much comedy. Netflix just invested like millions of dollars. It's all over. There's more comics coming to Medford. And I want to talk about the things that I've done. I've lived in California, Oregon, Hawaii. I've lived out of my car. I've lived in Montana. I'm a massage therapist. I've had a lot of relationships. I've done some drugs. And I just want to tell you guys about that. So I hope I was kind of funny. And I think that a community that laughs together stays together. And that's all I have.